This video is a bit different. I'm making it more interactive because that's how we learn, by doing and engaging. So I'm going to give you a quiz. In this video, I'm going to go through 20 signs you'll be extraordinarily successful, because ultra successful people, they tend to behave in a similar way. They have very similar habits and very similar personality traits. And these are the telltale signs that if you have already incorporated into your daily life, there's a very good chance that you'll be ultra successful too. So there are 20 telltale signs. By the end of the video, I want you to tell me in the comment section how many of the 20 signs you implement into your own life. So as we go through each sign, if you do that habit or you have that personality trait and you can relate to it and you implement that particular thing into your life, then you score yourself 1 point. If you don't, then you score yourself 0 points. So by the end of the quiz, you should have a score out of 20 points. And with the score that you get, I'll put you into one of 4 categories. The first category is you have an extremely high chance of success. The second category is you have a good chance of success. The third category is some personal development still needed. And the fourth and final category is a personal development transformation needed. I'm going to give you a few seconds here to grab a pen and paper so you can keep track of your score. And while you're doing that, I do have to say that this is not a scientifically backed quiz. If you score low, it doesn't mean you're a failure. It's just a bit of fun, and it will hopefully help you self-reflect on areas of your life that you might need working on. And at the end of the video, I'll take you through what I scored on the quiz too. Number 1. You don't complain. You realize that complaining is a complete waste of time. It's energy draining and it doesn't bring you any closer to accomplishing any productive solutions in your situation. Instead of focusing your energy on complaining, you use that energy and you direct it towards solving the problem. Researcher and author Stephen Parton goes one step further and says complaining fires off synapses of stress, consequently weakening your immune system, raising your blood pressure, and increasing your risk of heart disease. Number 2. You are self-motivated. You constantly take action and get things done without having to be pushed by others or without having to use deadlines to motivate you to work. Successful people are self-motivated to complete tasks. They work hard even when they don't feel like it. And if you're struggling with self-motivation, in particular if you're struggling with procrastination and you're ready and you're prepared to take your studying and your grades to the next level, I've created the Transform Your Grades in 30 Days course where I teach you how to level up your studying and how to transform your grades with the aim of leveling up your grades by 2 grade bands. So if you're studying at a C grade right now, then the aim of the course is to get you to an A grade level. And I provide you with personal support and guidance along the way. There's a link in the description explaining more about what's included. And it launches on the 29th of March, and the first 300 students that enroll get a huge 50% discount, but act fast, the waiting list is getting longer and longer every day. Number 3. You don't talk, you do. There's a quote by Walt Disney. He says, "The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing." We all know people that keep saying that they're going to do something but never actually do it. So don't talk about what you're going to do, just do it and let the actions speak for you. 4. You are willing to help others. Brian Tracy explained it well. He said, successful people are always looking for opportunities to help others, whereas unsuccessful people are always asking, what's in it for me? And people who are successful understand that everyone needs a bit of help at some point on their journey. Number 5. You can adapt to change. Generally, humans don't like change, but there will be times when you know you need to change in order to move forward when things are not progressing as well as maybe they should be. So maybe you've been stuck getting C grades for the last year and you're struggling to break into that B or A grade territory. Then you need to completely change your approach to studying. If you continue studying as you are, you'll continue getting the same grades. And as Albert Einstein once said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Number 6. You understand failure benefits you. You realize that the only people who have never experienced failure are the ones who have never tried to do anything worthwhile. Failure teaches you in ways that having success just doesn't. It shapes you into a more resilient person. It encourages a better way of thinking. It forces you to look back and ask, why didn't that work? What can I do better for next time? So for example, successful students, if they received a lower than expected grade in their exam, they will often spend time self-reflecting, trying to understand what happened in the build up to that exam that caused them to not perform as well. And they'll learn not to repeat those mistakes for the next exam. Number 7. You spend your time wisely. You manage your time effectively, and you're always on time with deadlines and appointments. You plan your time productively so that you can utilize it effectively to accomplish your goals. You realize that your time is valuable. It's a finite resource. Eventually it's going to run out, so you don't waste it doing unproductive things. Number 8. You surround yourself with successful people. Successful people are generally willing to share what it took to get where they are. They are able to help you learn from the mistakes that they've made along their journey, saving you from making those same mistakes. And yes, you will have to work harder and think faster and learn more about the fundamentals, but that's the cost you're willing to pay for success. Number 9, you take responsibility. You realize that blaming other people or blaming other things means you're not in control of the situation you're in. Instead, you choose to take control by making yourself accountable for everything that happens in your life. So for example, if you're failing your exams, you realize that your exam grade is a direct reflection of the effort you put in. So you take concrete steps to study harder and study smarter for your next exam. Number 10, you love learning new things. The very fact that you're watching this video is a really good sign. Successful people love learning new things. It's one of their top priorities. They know that continually gaining knowledge and experience is imperative in order to stay successful in today's rapidly changing society. 11, you always aim to do better. You're always pushing yourself to do better in whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's to achieve higher grades or have a healthier diet or do more exercise, whatever it is, you are excited to improve yourself at any given opportunity. Number 12, you realize that your opinion is not a fact. You realize that just because you have a particular belief or opinion, it doesn't make it a fact. It may be true for your reality, but it may not be true for others. We are all brought up with different upbringings and in different environments that shape our opinions. But successful people are not stuck with one perspective because they know that in order to resolve certain problems, they need to see things in different ways and from other people's perspectives. 13, you're always asking questions. When you're not sure about something, you ask. If you're not sure about a concept that the lecturer just explained, you ask him or her to clarify it further, or you go home and you research it for yourself so you better understand it. You don't just leave the question unsolved. 14, you never give up. Giving up is just not an option for you. Once you start something, you see it through all the way to the end, no matter how challenging it is. You know that as long as you keep fighting, you will get to where you want to be someday. 15, you're a team player. You love working with others and are very cooperative. There's a quote that goes, "There is no such thing as a self-made man. You will reach your goals only with the help of others." You know how important it is to gain support when you're aiming for bigger goals. 16, you take criticism positively. Criticism is for you just another way for you to improve yourself. You don't take it personally. And I receive hundreds of comments a week on this channel, and a very small amount of comments are hate comments. And that's okay because I realize that it's impossible to please everyone. Every single person has a unique perspective of reality that is influenced by our own experiences and upbringings. And I realize that I'll never be able to please everyone's idea of what's right. 17, you understand your strengths and weaknesses. We all have a set of strengths and we all have a set of weaknesses, every single one of us. And successful people know what they're good at and work at making their strengths even stronger, but they also acknowledge their weaknesses and work to improve them. 18, you are passionate about what you do. You love what you do, whether it's the subject that you're studying or the job that you're working, you enjoy every moment you're working on your pursuit. I've been in both situations where I didn't enjoy my job that much when I worked a 9-to-5 corporate job, and the opposite that I'm doing now, making these kind of videos. I know from experience that if you're passionate about something, you're far more likely to put more effort into it, therefore you're far more likely to make it a success. 19, you control your fear. You understand that fear is often a choice, and you make a conscious effort to not let it drag you down and stop you from achieving success. It might be a fear of failure, a fear of rejection, or even a fear of success. After all, success means change, and it can bring an unwelcome spotlight of attention. And the more success you have, the more haters it brings. 20, you forgive. You do not hold grudges or resent the people who have hurt you in the past. You know it's just one big learning curve, and so you take those negative experiences as a lesson to be learned and thank them for making you a stronger person. So how many points did you get out of 20? Write your number in the comments, I'm curious what you all got. I scored myself 18 points out of 20. The two signs that I didn't get were you surround yourself with success and you're always asking questions. As surround yourself with success, I could be networking a lot more. I could be actively seeking out people that are more successful than me to work alongside, where we have the opportunity to build each other up. I could be putting more effort into that. So that's definitely something that I'm working on and something that I'm aiming for this year in 2021. And secondly, I don't ask anywhere near as many questions as I need to. I really do need to increase my curiosity just that bit more. Again, something I'm working on this year. As for what score you got, if you got between 90 and 20, that's extremely impressive. And you're going straight to the extremely high chance of success group. And you should give yourself a pat on the back. If you scored yourself between 16 to 18, in my opinion, there's a good chance of success for you. So you guys would go into that group. Anyone who scored from 10 to 15, I think for you guys, you can be in some personal development still needed group. It's still a good score depending on where you are in your life, your age, etc. But there's still some room for personal development growth. And finally, if you scored from 0 to 9, then you guys are in the personal development transformation needed group. And I think the takeaway, if you're in that category, is to really focus on which points you didn't score any marks on, then make some concrete actionable steps on improving them. So let me know in the comments what score you got and which group you were put in. I'm in the good chance of success category. I wonder if many of you reached the extremely high chance of success group. Let us know in the comments. And once again, this is just a bit of fun. It's not science backed, and I'm of course in no way qualified to tell someone on the internet that they are never going to be successful. And there are so many other factors to take into consideration as well, like what stage you are in your life, your age, other things you have to prioritize in your life. So do take it all with a pinch of salt. I don't want anyone walking away from this video feeling down because Product Elon told them that they're never going to be successful. That's absolutely not what this video is about. And if you are a student at school or university and you're ready to take the next step and level up your studying, and you're ready to take on the Transform Your Grades in 30 Days challenge, check the link in the description to find out more and enter your email, because the waiting list is getting longer and only the first 300 students that enroll will receive the 50% promotional launch discount. So if you do join me on that challenge, I look forward to working with you very shortly.